So what I want to show you right now is Epazote or Apazote. And you can see this is dried Apazote or Epazote or Apazote. Popular herb that we use in Hispanic cultures. This is dried. Okay, and I have it in the hierba. I just gathered this last week from my garden. This is a little bit fresher, so it's still wet. I'm gonna hang it to show you how I hang it in dry Apazote. But this is wet Apazote. I just want you to see what it looks like. Well-known herb that is well used in Hispanic cultures. This is used for breaking black magic, breaking hexes, to remove cross conditions. For baths, you can use it in smudging. You can use it in sachets. You can use it to cleanse amulets. Anything that you feel that has received like the negative eye or anything like that, you can use this. Also, a lot of Hispanics use bushels of Epazote to cleanse. Many curanderos and curanderas, they use Epazote to cleanse a person's aura from any negative black magic, witchcraft, or hexes that the person may have on them. Let me show you the many ways you can use this herb. One way you can use Epazote is by burning it. You can gather Epazote and make like a sage wand, you know, like the sage wands that they sell in the stores. And you can burn it to cleanse a home from negative vibrations. So here I have a candle, and it doesn't, a lot of people Americans don't like the aroma of it. It's not a sweet smelling herb. It's very, very pungent. But a lot of people use the Epazote to cleanse our environment, to cleanse a home from negative vibrations. Okay, so what they do, I'll put this right here, is you can wait till it's completely dried, and you can mix it with other herbs, and you can make it into a wand, a sage wand, and you can use that to burn around the house, to cleanse, to remove negative vibrations. I want to show you the seeds. These are the seeds right here. Okay, when the seeds dry out, you should save it, you know, because Epazote will grow every year if you save the seeds and you sprinkle it. It's very easy to grow. It just grows into a big bush. I'm going to show you a fresh one that I have outside. Let me see if I can burn a little bit of this, gather it, and show you what it looks like when you burn it. It looks like any sage wand. One way of using Epazote is by gathering it like a wand, like a sage wand. Okay, and you can burn it by itself, or you can mix it with sage and lavender, whatever you want. Most people just use it by itself. I just gathered a few from my higuera, and you can burn it. A lot of people don't like the smell of Epazote. It's very pungent, very strong, but this helps to remove psychic dirt, negative energy from around the house, from around an individual. Okay, it smells it smells like a stinkweed. It doesn't really smell good, you know. Doesn't smell like sage. It smells like a burning herb, but it does help to remove. I'm using the coffee machine in the back so you can see the smoke. But you can use it like this to cleanse a person's aura, to cleanse a house, an entranceway, you know, to cleanse someone who has been hexed. There's been the evil eye, el mal de ojo, you know. So you can use that to cleanse the person's body. People do burn it, or they do use the fresh herb, and oftentimes a curandero, yerbero, santero, whatever it is, they take the herb, the fresh herb, and they whip lightly. They whip the individual to remove evil influences, black magic, hexes, curses, mal de ojo. See if I got some seeds. You always want to save the seeds. These are the seeds right here. You always want to save the seeds because you will have Epazote abundance. If you save those seeds when they're nice and dry, you can replant it every year. Right there. I like to save these seeds. This is drying up, and I like to gather it and place it in jars. This is still a little bit wet. I want to show you what it looks like when it's still wet, or when it's still in its plant form. So right here, you can see that this is my Epazote. And right now we're at the ending of September, so I'm harvesting all my herbs. You can see that this guy has grown to be around 3 feet. These are the seeds right here. And these are the leaves. Now, Epazote is known by many names. There's Jerusalem oak, wormweed, wormseed, Mexican tea, bitterweed, Jesuit tea, demi-god's food, and worms bush. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this down here. I'm going to dry it, hanging by a window. What I want to do is I want to save my seeds for next year. Now this one I didn't even plant here. Be careful when planting your wormwood. Make sure it's in a place that it will take over. See these seeds? They'll fly out and they'll just keep sprouting new plants and pretty much take over your garden. Okay? This one right here, I didn't even plant. And this one's like around 3 feet. Around 3 feet tall. So what I'm going to do right now is cut it right here at the root. You can see it's a thick stem. It's like a bush. And the leaf, I'm going to show you the leaf. Looks like that. And this right here is good for baths, for baños. And right here's the seeds of Epazote. You can see it's big. And I have it, this one I didn't even plant. It's growing next to my mints and all that over here, which I'm going to start harvesting as well before it gets too cold outside. So here's my Epazote. Called it wormswood. I meant worms weed or worm seed. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it down. So I want to cut it down right around here. There you go. I cut it down. I want you to see what it looks like. This is my Epazote. I want you to see the leaves. And here are the seeds. Now I'm going to show you how I dry Epazote. Actually, how I dry all my herbs. Place back my stones where they need to go. Okay, so here's the plant, El Epazote, and you can see right here that I've dried other herbs. This is the way I dry it. And there's some herbs right here, and I got some more different kind of herb over here that I'm drying. This is the way I dry them. I hang them up, I tie them up, and by a window where the sun of the morning sun hits it, I dry it. Now, one thing I want to do is make sure as the Epazote plant starts drying out, the seeds are going to start falling. So I have to organize all my herbs down here, and I'm going to have a receptacle somewhere down here just in case any of the seeds fall. that I want to gather the seeds. And you can see also all the epazote that I've been gathering here. So this is the way I dry my herbs. I hang them upside down by where the roots would have been up, and the plant upside down. And again, here's some dried herbs. I don't know if you can see that. I had more, but I gathered them. So anyways, this is how I dry them. Takes around a week to dry. And you can see I got some other herbs drying there. And I don't want all these seeds to fall down on my other plants that I brought inside. So I'm going to try to move these guys over and place that bowl, that metal bowl here. So if any of the falling seeds fall down, they go into that bowl. So there it is. That's how I'm going to dry it. Epazote is also used mainly in curanderismo and in folk healing, for healing gas, for killing intestinal tapeworms, parasites within the body. And some people also like to dry it like this, on a plate or on a flat surface outside. I want you to see the seeds. These are all the seeds right there. If you don't want to hang it, you can let it just dry naturally on the plant, or you can place it in a flat surface and let it dry out like that. And again, it is used in teas against tapeworms, parasites, gas. And I do not recommend anyone take any herbal tea or supplement without a doctor's notice. A lot of Mexicans use this in their culinary food, in their cooking. It's used in a lot of their beans, to flavor their beans. Epazote can be found in botanicas, and it is known as epazote or Jerusalem oak in a dried bag. Of course, I have a fresh epazote. So most Puerto Ricans use it in baths. So what I do is I place my epazote into a fresh container. Let me get all of it. And again, it's known as Jerusalem oak or wormweed. And here I have some boiling water. Now usually I would just grab it, but I don't want to burn myself. So I'm going to make a tea. And I pour it onto the epazote. And I'm going to let this cool down and make a tea with this. Let me see if I can take this. Okay, yes I can. So I'm going to pour the whole water in there. And like I said, in Puerto Rico, it is used mainly for baths, en el baños, and despojos. So I let my herbs soak in this hot water like a tea until it cools completely, and then I strain all the herbs out of my water, and I will have un baño. Now, as my tea is cooling down, I like to pray over it. I like to bless it. Any prayer, any blessing that you want to personally use, you can do, depending on what it's for. You can use this as a bath, or you can use this as a floor mop to mop the floor after you sweep the house, to drive away envy or negative vibrations caused by the evil eye. Psalm 35 could be used. If you're going to use it as a bath, you want to bless your bath, and I would bless it with Salmo 91. You can use a psalm, or you can use any prayer or incantation or whatever it is that your tradition uses. You can use it to bless it, and I always bless in nombre del Padre, Hijo y Espíritu Santo. And I just like to bless it and let it cool down completely. And again, you can use this as a floor wash, or you can use this in a despojo, in a bath. Okay, so here is el Apazote tea. It's nice and cool. I strained it. And right here, you can use this as a bitter bath. Okay, just as it is alone, you can use it as a bitter bath. What you would do is you would pour this from your neck down. You stand in a shower and you pour this from your neck down. Okay, and after that, you can take a sweet herbal bath, or a white bath, which I will leave a link down below on how to do a sweet bath. If you're using this as a floor wash, actually, when you're doing for a bath, also sprinkle some agua bendita, blessed holy water. If you're going to use this as a floor wash, of course, you can add some holy water. You can sprinkle some blessed salt. You can mix it with, I'm going to use mistolin. You can use mistolin, Puerto Rican floor wash, mistolin, or you can use fabuloso. You can add a little bit of your agua florida. This is my own Florida water, okay? And you can use this to mop the house to remove negative vibrations. So this is my tea. It's nice and cool. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll leave links down below for other herbal baths that I have done. So just go down there and look them up. This is Sancista Brujo Luis. I hope you enjoyed. Santo Sanse.